Yes. So we have section 6 here. It's going to be section 7.7, two-step inequalities, writing two-step inequalities. So we just found that 6 times a number decreased by 4 is at most 41. So we've said let x be a number. Now, as far as writing an inequality goes, other classes I had some students come up and do it, but just for time reasons to keep this video short and also to give you guys more time to do your homework, we're going to zip through this. So it says 6 times a number. So 6 multiplied a number, and we said that x is going to be a number. And it is going to be decreased by, and I remember that decreased by means minus, 4 is at most. Now, is at most, I'm not really sure. I don't remember at most, okay? Where would I find at most to be sure what it is? The very top of this worksheet, and I see this right here, at most. So I'm going to go back down and realize that at most means less than or equal to. At most means less than or equal to. So I go down here, and I say less than or equal to 41. Less than or equal to 41. So then I'm going to go over here and solve that. I go reverse order of operations. This is not a special exception. There isn't a fraction bar taking care of the whole thing. And also, there aren't any distribution that I need to do. So I do add 4 plus 4. So I'm going to have 6x is greater or less than or equal to 45. Then I have to divide by 6 to get the variable by itself. Now, if this 6 was negative, what would happen to that sign? Eric? It'd be... no? Yeah. It would flip the sign, because another word for negative in this situation with integers is what? Opposite. Beautiful. And what's the opposite of less than or equal to? Greater than or equal to. Great. But it's not negative, so I don't need to do that. I'm just keeping that fresh in your brains. So I have x is less than or equal to 45 divided by 6? Oh, close. 7.5. 7.5. Yes, ma'am. You would write 2/5. I want fractions. 4 times a number, so I have 4 times a number increased by is at least. So those are my words there. I'm going to use y as my variable. Because, frankly, because we can have it be anything. Let y be a number. Where'd you come from? Did you talk to Mr. Driscoll? Have you talked to Mr. Driscoll? Okay. Go see Miss Driscoll just in case. See if she needed to talk to you also. Let y be a number. Let y be a number. So we're just choosing y because we can. Okay? I mean, we can have it be any variable, really, because it's just saying a number, and we're defining that variable. So we are going to write an inequality. It says 4 times a number, so it's 4 multiplied by that number that we just said. That's an ugly y. There we go. Increased by, that is a plus sign. 4 is at least. Awesome. Greater than or equal to, and I'm going to verify that because that was my first hunch. But then I saw at least is greater than or equal to. Great job. Greater than or equal to. Greater than or equal to 16. So I'm going to solve this like we have. And oh, by the way, if you want, you can always move your desk about a foot to the right. Fantastic. If you ever want to move your desk a little bit to the right so you can have a better view, that's cool. You and the person that normally that would sit behind Drake could do that. Because those are the two most obscured desks in the place. So 4y plus 4 is greater than or equal to 16. We're using reverse, yes sir. How often when we're taking notes do we jump to the end? Never, ever. Never, ever. And how often in your homework and on the test should you jump to the end? Never. Never, ever. Why? Why? More importantly than you're cheating, right? More importantly, you might be cheating and just being like, this is the answer. Okay? Briley? You need to show your work. And why do you need to show your work, Eric? Exactly. Because if and when you mess up, I can show you exactly where you messed up. That's the most important thing. Are you expected to get everything right the first time you see this? No. Are you expected to get everything right on the test? Yeah. Yeah. That's what we're shooting for. That's our goal, okay? That's our goal. Because you're all capable of doing it. Some of you have to study more than others, but you're all capable of doing this, okay? And I want to make sure that when the test time comes on Tuesday, unless you're going to D.C., it's Monday, that you get them all correct. That you have all of the arsenal of knowledge to be able to get them all correct. So I want to make sure that if you get them incorrect, I can tell you why. Minus 4, 4y greater than or equal to 12. 4 divided by y, 4y. So I have y. Ew. Why am I having such a hard time writing y's? I don't know why. Right? Y is greater than or equal to 3. Y is greater than or equal to 3. The reason why I'm shooting through this part so quick is because this is the 4th lesson out of these six sections that you guys have seen that stuff. Okay? Now, have I... yeah, we already talked about the flip sign. Twice a number decreased by 9 is greater than 11. So I have twice a number decreased by is greater than 11. Those are the things that are jumping out to me. We're on number 3. It's on the first one on the backside. Okay. So those are the things that are sticking out to me. So I can just do this in order. Twice. Oops, I forgot to define a variable. What variable should we use? Caden. Sí, señor. C. Okay. Let C be a number. Let C be a number. So we're going to do twice a number. So twice that number, 2C, decreased by, which is minus, 9, is greater than, yes, an easy one, 11. What's my first step to solve this, Mr. Segrist? I'm going to disagree with you on that. Now, what you're doing is whenever we're going to be messing with a variable, because remember, variables are very asocial, okay? We don't want to mess with a variable unless we are making it be on one side. Now, we're picking up 2C and just moving it over, and we're not going to make any progress from it other than make it angry and create another step for us. So we're going to not subtract 9, because look at this here. We have the negative integer there, if you're looking at it, minus 9. And the inverse operation of subtracting 9 is, Austin? Adding 9. So we're going to add 9 to both sides because this is an inequality, and we have to make sure that we are representing it on both sides of the sign. So now we have 2C is still greater than 11. Next step is going to be what, Colin? Good. Divide 2 by both sides. Now, how much like what I'm doing right now do I expect you guys to do it? How much should it look like that? Yeah. Exactly like that. I see this symbol. Ugh. How often do we use that in this class? Yeah, when I saw all the hands up, I knew that something was wrong. Even people who don't ever raise their hand are like, I got you now. Yeah, watch this. Okay. So we got to say divided by 2 is greater than 20 divided by 2. So that just gets down to B. C is greater than 10. Good. Then we are going to do Smith on that guy. And we're going to do the last 2, which are pretty tough. We are going to let the lowercase italicized I be something. Because it's a lowercase italicized I. That's not a lowercase italicized I. As best you can. So we have the sum of a positive even integer. And the next greater even integer is at most 14. So I'm going to put this as my definition. Let I be a positive role model that is even integer. No, I didn't write role model. I'm kidding. A positive even integer. Let I be a positive even integer. Popcorn? Yeah, it smells like popcorn. Mr. Driscoll's cooking popcorn for a class. Popping? Popping. How is popping different than cooking? How is popping different than cooking? So you just, rather than cooking ramen, I'm boiling ramen? Cool story. All right, that's it. Next one, a positive even integer is 1. Is I. So how often do positive even try that again. How often do positive even integers happen? Who haven't I heard from? Moss? How often do positive even integers occur? I mean, positive is what does positive mean? Above 0, good. Even includes. Okay. And an integer is those two things. How often does a positive even integer happen? Beautiful. So it's every other number between 0. So if we have any positive integer, which is defined as I here, how many do we have until the next even integer? So you're saying if the I is 2, 3 is an even integer? No. 2. So we have the sum, so I have a plus sign here. The sum of a positive even integer is I. And then what Blake just told me is the next time that we have an even integer is going to be I plus 2. Because even integers happen every other number. So we've taken care of that one. Now we have to look at the next greater even integer. So the next greater one is going to be I plus 2. And what we found out is, you don't have to write this, what I write over here. So let's say that the even integer is 2. The next even integer is going to be 4. So if this were I, if 2 was I, that means that the next even integer is going to be I plus 2 because it's every other one. So even if there was 286 was our I, the next one is going to be 288, which is 186 plus 2. Olivia, remember a couple seconds ago when I asked you to put your leg down? Yeah. So it's at most. At most. I don't remember what that is. Everybody look at the other side of your page to find out what at most is and put your finger on it. Everybody go to where it says at most and put your finger on it. Who haven't I heard from today? Ensley, what is it? Less than or equal to, good. Less than or equal to 14, good. So as we were taught yesterday, we need to combine like terms first. Are there any like terms in this situation? Are you? Are there any like terms in this situation? In this inequality? Okay, what are they? Do we have any like terms? I's, exactly. How many i's do we have in this one? There are 2 i's. 2i plus 2 is less than or equal to 14. Next step we're going to do is we're going to subtract 2 because that's the reverse order of operations. We have 2i is less than or equal to 14. Nope. Wow. Sorry. 12. To get I by itself, we have to divide both sides by 2. My sign stays the same because I'm not multiplying or dividing by a negative, so it stays the same. The reason I'm shooting through this is because we've had this for several days. I is less than or equal to 6. So it has to be less than or equal to 6 in this situation. Yes, sir. Less than or equal to? In this situation, it's one or the other because if I substituted a number that was 6, I don't want to use blue. If I wanted to substitute any number in this inequality to make it be less than 14, I could do the number 6. So let's say that's less than or equal to. If I put 6 in here, 6 plus 2 is less than or equal to 14. Do you agree that 6 plus 2 is 14? Yeah. Do you agree that 14 is less than or equal to 14? Yes. So that's how that works. That's true. When you're done with it, after you plugged it in, that's true. Now let's use one that's less than 6. Let's do negative 4. Negative 4 plus negative 4 plus 2 is less than or equal to 14. We have negative 8 plus 2, which is negative 6. Do you agree that negative 6 is, stop that, less than or equal to 14? You can't have something that's less than and equal to. No, it's less than or equal to. Less than and not equal to is this symbol. Less than and not equal to, that's this symbol. Ask me when we start the homework, okay? I'll explain it to you further. All right, now this one here, one of those things, yes? Okay. One of those things that I expect you to know and you're expected to know how to do when you reach 7th grade pre-algebra is how to do an average. And you guys have to do it here and there in science class and math class. We've done it a couple times this year. But the bottom line is, can someone please tell me how we find the average of a set of numbers? Okay, Landon. Beautiful. You add them all up and you divide by how many data sets we have. So we have test scores that are this many. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So there's 5 test scores that we've already taken. Okay? Yep, there was 165. Maybe they had something going on that night and they couldn't study as much. What is the lowest score you can obtain in the next test to achieve the score of at least an 80? So at least. And after we hear the words at least, we know that there's going to be the total next to it, and the total is 80. What sign is, I just saw you looking, what sign is at least, Austin? Greater than or equal to 80. Now we know that we have to divide something when we do this. So I'm going to put a fraction bar in there. Yes, ma'am? Oh, you're right. I'm sorry. It's a good thing you guys are using pencil in math. So I'm going to let let's see. I'm going to let R, since Riley just helped me out with that. Let R be the needed score. Let R be the needed score. So we counted that we've already taken 5 tests, right? If we need our average to be greater than or equal to 80, how many tests are we taking it from? Nope, we've already taken 5. Drake, 6. 6. We have 6 of them because we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then we need another score. So we have 6 in the denominator. And as someone said, we need to add up all of the scores. I'm going to zoom in for this one so I can write a little bit nicer-ish. So all the scores that I have on there above are 75 plus 85 plus 90 plus 70 plus 65. There's 5. What's my 6th one? Yeah. R. Have I told you guys what a pirate's favorite number is? Or letters? Yeah.
Isn't there a joke like you might think that it's
The R, but it's actually the C. Yep.
Why would it be R?
Bruh.
You did not just say that. Say bruh. You said bruh.
So I want you all to add up those integers that we know. Add those all up right now. Add up your scores. Add up your scores. Do that. Quiet. Stop talking, JT. Did I mess something up? You got it? Austin, what'd you get? 385. Now I'm going to solve that. I want you all to solve that while I'm solving that. And when you're done, I want you to look up, see if you got it correct. Yes, sir? Ah, thank you. Good catch. Okay, you guys solve that. I'll solve it. And we'll go from there. So you guys go ahead and start. Do not look up here until you're done. Yep. Yes.
So like last night, I did this, but not 10 numbers. And then whenever I ended up with a number, it wasn't on the line, so I didn't think I was right.
There was no numbers on the line last night. You had to write them all in, didn't you?
No.
Oh, I'm thinking of the notes. Then that means you were probably doing them wrong. When we're working on the homework, I want you to find one of those and we'll check it out.
Okay.
Okay? 1 second. And that's what you should have, folks. I want you to use parentheses. Yep, that's more algebraic. That translates better in algebra. Use the parentheses. Okay. Any questions on that one? Yes, sir.
Should you multiply in
The first set of parentheses? It's 6 times 6. Or 6 over 6, which becomes 1. So actually, Austin, I could have shown this like this as well. Okay, is there a question about this? Yeah. All right. Yes, sir. Because that's 1/6. 6 over 1 is 6. All right. Peace out. Title bout.